going on, guys? Another Wargame Airland battle multiplayer match coming at you here. This one's around a 40-minute 1v1, me versus Supremo MW on Oppdal. I'm using my Soviet Red Alert deck. It's going to be the last incarnation of this deck before I make some adjustments. And without further ado, let's just get right down into the replay. As usual, it sets me up on the NATO side. We're going to go ahead and hide Supremo's view and only focus on myself. And we'll speed up my deployment here for the sake of time. Basic strategy here, since this is a primarily a tank-based deck, we're going to push up the flat side of the map over here, use the terrain to our advantage, and set up blocking positions over here in Delta. And when I try to call out reinforcements at any point throughout the middle of the map, they will come from Delta. So blocking this ridge line over here, and this little valley pass, and this valley pass right here is absolutely critical to this offensive. As far as the deployment goes, basic setup stuff. Motostrelki infantry, ATGM based infantry, Strelas, Bucks, Mi-2 scout helicopters, you know, the works, the usual setup. No tanks to start with. We got my Godzilla artillery down here, and yeah, alright, here we go. As always, we'll get a nice cinematic view of my forces heading out of the deployment zone. I got my command chopper over there heading out. He's going to head up to capture a forward position ahead of the main force or get shot down, one or the other. We have a scout and another command going there beneath him. And here comes all the infantry now, and all their Urals and stuff heading up the road. Let's get a nice little cinematic shot of them going by here. Alright. So we're going to set up. The helicopter is going to capture his position up here at Boris. Scout UAZ taking up positions here to keep eyes up the road. I believe this UAZ right here is going to be securing these woods, holding on to Anna and giving us some points. Over here, we're about to capture Dmitry. It looks like. There we go. Mi-2 setting up his observation post. Setting up his, getting eyes up here. Not too much he can see, but at least we'll have some early eyes in case anything comes over this mountain range over there, or out of this road up here to the north. Strelas moving in. The Strelas, I'm going to set them up on top of this ridgeline here in the trees, right here on the forest edge, to get me a clear line of sight of any helicopter or plane heading through this region here. And then Urals, infantry, ATGMs. The Motostrelki is going to be moving into this little valley here to secure these buildings. ATGMs are going to hang back in this warehouse complex and just keep an eye on this road. Set up blocking positions here in the middle in case anything tries to come down the center of this map and manages to blow through anything I have. At least I have some scouts right here to keep eyes on this road just north of them, and just a small infantry position here, securing this oil complex, because you know all war is for oil. But no, they're really, in all seriousness, just there to be an extra stopgap in case anything tries to sneak through. Mi-24s over here hanging out. They're going to be supporting the infantry that's capturing their positions up here in case the enemy tries to push with any kind of tanks or anything. Got two Mi-24s sitting there waiting for trouble, and we got our first sight on the enemy here. Looks like Hawks. Hawk A8 trucks. Oh, what's that sound? Oh, another smoke screen coming in. Trying to block line of sight in case, you know, the enemy does have that position, so I'm trying to block line of sight, and that's a perfect spot for ATGMs right there. Done with them popping my transports before my guys managed to get unloaded. Motostrelki not going into the building like they were told, just kind of hanging around outside. They really need to get in to some cover here. M1A1 Abrams, or just M1 Abrams moving up. Lost line of sight on them. Do I have a scout up here? Doesn't look like I have a scout. I have a UAZ hanging out back here, getting eyes on stuff, but no other scout positions. It looks like, and we got a helicopter coming over. There's a Kiowa scout chopper heading towards my lines. Over here on the left-hand flank, we got some AH-1F Cobras just chilling. Not sure if they've caught sight of my positions or not, but they're just hanging out over there. Motostreliki now moving into this town, capturing this apartment complex, and the Strela's now moving up into the woods to provide overwatch for any kind of helicopters in the MI2. Keeping an eye. It's got a good position here. All right, we got some bunch of blue dots over here. Mi-24 is now opening up on some M1 Abrams coming through the woods at me. Damaging the hell out of that tank. So we might have lost eyes on him. So Kiowa's now. Oh, we got a F-15 now coming in. Strafing my Mi-24s. One of them shot down. 95 points. First blood goes to the NATO player, Supreme MW. Pulling my Mi-24s back now. Area's far too hot. Far too hot. They are operating out of my AA range. I don't have any anti-aircraft units up this far yet. It's a bit of an oversight on my behalf. MiG-31's coming in now. Too little, too late. F-15s are already gone. Oh no, Hawks opening up on the MiGs. Complete miss. They're getting out of there. That could have been bad. Wave by, MiG. Alright, so I got my infantry set up. First blood, 95 points, goes to Supreme MW. Kiowa's now moving up. Really needed to extend an AA bubble up this far. I do not have any anti-air infantry in this deck. MiG-25 now coming in to try and engage that Cobra, or that Kiowa, unsuccessfully. MiG is now a burning wreck, crashing into the river. Must be a shallow river. And that Kiowa now just hanging out. Artillery now coming in. Smoke screening in case those, well, we know those Abrams actually survived that. 150 points on the board now for Supremo. Not looking good for me. AH-1F Cobra is still hanging out. Now here we got some AA. Strela's now moving up the MSR towards front lines here. Over on the right, we got another UAZ scout coming up. Some bucks back there, it looks like it's coming up too. Artillery now dropping more smoke screen, trying to break line of sight to those Abrams. Those Abrams will absolutely butcher my infantry in these buildings. And we got some action. What's going on here? Another helicopter coming up. More Cobras. Center now we got I forgot my Afghanistan's AA now. Beautiful anti-aircraft or anti-helicopter tank taking out looks like could have been Cobras and a Kiowa there. They have artillery now dropping my Urals, which somehow got left out in the open. Must have been an oversight on my behalf. Over here, working this ridge line, sending up 30 guys, Motostreliki, some scouts. There's a Kiowa chopper up here, keeping eyes on every reinforcement I have coming through Dimitri. So I need to start doing the same. Strela's now, although they are, an anti-air unit sitting right here in the wood line, just does not have range on that Kiowa up on top of that mountain. 245, 250 right now. Big points earned from taking out those helicopters, trying to push center. I got some more action coming on. F-15 Fighting Falcon over here. Missed it. Bombing my AA positions. Demolishing that forest. That's a bit of overkill. There was a forest there, ladies and gentlemen, but not anymore. And my Afghaniskis are now gone too, making them pay for taking out their helicopter force. Bunch of blue dots over here. We got an AH-10 or A-10 Thunderbolt now coming in. He wants my scout. He got him. A-10 Thunderbolt taking out my scout. Popping flares, coming around for a pass on something, but he's flying right into my my newly set up AA bubble. One hit, miss, another hit, another hit. Oh, my MiG's now coming in. A-10 Warthog down. And my plane taking some AA fire in response. Looks like my plane shot down as well. Where are we at now? 520 to 535. That was a A-10 Warthogs, I think, are 130 or 155 point unit. We got another F-16 coming in now, taking a rocket, taking another rocket, and another rocket. Heavy damage inflicted on that F-16. Looks like he might have got something. Yeah, taking out Estrela. Artillery now dropping in. I smartly moved my Ural out of the way. Very skilled player. Quick to follow up with the artillery right after the airstrike. Those F-16s with their cluster bombs, very, very, very effective against pretty much all but the most heavily armored of units. That Kiowa still poking around up here. See, he's been taking some hits as well. God knows from what. I mean, you can see what he can see. Not necessarily what he can see, but I mean, oh, look at this! F-15 or MiG flying over, taking out the Kiowa. Kiowa's not seeing much of anything anymore. Tunguska's now coming over. That Tunguska, I believe, I'm calling over to this far side of the battlefield, but like I mentioned earlier, it comes out from this resupply point over here. Scouts and Motostrelki now moving their way down the ridge line here, trying to see what they can see on this side of the battlefield. Doing their thing. Looks like we do get eyes on something. Got another Kiowa coming in now. Kiowa scout choppers, by the way, unlike mine, this one is armed with rocket pods and an M2 Browning machine gun. My scout choppers aren't armed with anything, so a very effective scout chopper here. I'm not sure what the must I don't know why he's hiding his chopper out here, but there he goes. Now he's moving it. Something getting shot at. I don't know what that was. Oh, I called in a plane stupidly, and the plane I think got hit. F-15E Strike Eagle coming in now. Motostrelki could be doomed. Oh no! I don't think he knows my infantry's there. All right. So for the moment, we're safe. Oh wait, no! Coming around the side of the map here. Very smart maneuver, running straight into my Tunguska and Bucks, though. F-15, I don't think he's going to make it out of there. No, sir. 180 points. Another smoking hole in the ground. Another F-16 Fighting Falcon coming straight into my lines now. MiG-31 dispatching him, 135 points. He must have been tracking where my artillery was coming from. It's the only thing I can think of. He was making a beeline straight for my Godzillas down there. Putting me well in the lead now. 925 to 565. Taking out some very expensive, very valuable American jets. Looks like we got Cobras poking around back here. His Kiowa scout chopper still doing its thing. Looks like I think a MiG or something got shot down. Not sure what that was, but 1,000 points for me, 565 for him. It's a 6,000 point game, mind you. 6,000 points or 40 minutes, whatever comes first. Oh, excuse me while I yawn. My scout's catching eyes on something else over here. Oh no, got Kiowa again. for a half second spotted my motor Strelicky there in the woods. Not sure if Supremo knew that or not. His eyes could have been elsewhere. As you can see here, I'm now expanding my my perimeter in the center, calling in some more Urals with ATGMs, with more motor Strelicky. Going to put a scout up here in the wood line, try and get eyes on the opposite side of this hill. Kiowas and Cobras still over here. Very cautious opponent. You know, we're not trying to rush it too much here, but the things he is throwing at me are extremely expensive. Another A10 Thunderbolt now coming in. Not sure what he's targeting, but he must have eyes on something. Or is it my scout? Yep, another UAZ I have out there. He does not want me to have eyes on that flank, but he's paying for it so bad. Oh my God, another 155-point loss to my 20-point scout unit. Now here comes a push. AH-1F Cobras, M1 Abrams, Bradleys it looks like, pushing down this flank. I'm completely unprepared for that. My AA unit's managing to score some hits on some Cobras there, bringing the score to 1405 to 650. MI-24 coming up now to try and engage the Cobras, but he's stunned. He doesn't have a prayer. Yeah, Bradley's taking down my my hind. That's a lot of Abrams. Artillery now landing where they were heading. He wisely moved them out of the way just before artillery could land. Bradleys and Abrams now moving. Oh, nice ATGM hit on the side of that Bradley. His buddy behind him just pushing him out of the way. Opening up on the infantry in that farm complex now. Over here we got the Cobras engaging the motor Strelicky in that farm complex. One of them being taken down. The other one's probably going to follow shortly thereafter here. You can see all the tanks in the rear opening up. We got Abrams everywhere, opening up on those poor motor Strelicky in that building. More points. Bradley, is that a Bradley? No, an Abrams now, paying the ultimate price here on the highway. Big 31s flying over. Forgot about their AA bubbles back here. T-72s trying to counter push their push, bringing them in. Unfortunately, running into a wall of these dragons. Basically APCs with freaking wire-guided anti-tank missiles on top. T-72 standing no chance against that. Nevertheless, whatever I can do to off-put my opponent. MiG-31 coming in. Not sure what I was intending to do with him, pulling him out before he himself becomes a smoking hole in the ground. Abrams now blowing straight past these Conquerors. Conquerors completely out of missiles at this point. They got 4 missiles left. Abrams blowing past this position, and thank the Lord I set up another blocking position back here with these Razavkas and motor Strelicky holding that oil complex. Bradley's just so much heavy armor coming through that position there. Nothing I could do to stop it. They even managed to take out my command chopper here. Could not pull him out in time. MI-24 trying to do whatever it can. MI-24 paying the ultimate price as well. 3 Bradleys and 3 Abrams now heading down, pushing deep into my lines over here. As far as the left-hand flank goes, still no action over here. Calling in 6 T-72s to try and counter this push with these Bradleys and these Abrams, but as I said, or did I call them from down here? Yes, T-72s are coming out from where I want them to come out from, thank God. T-72 is nowhere close to a match for an Abrams, but trying to let the numbers game prevail. Let these motor Strelicky try to buy some time. T-80Bs, I completely forgot I called them out. Excuse me. T-80Bs now opening up on the Bradleys, opening up on the Abrams. Shots coming in, a T-80 going up in smoke. Lots of explosions, lots of tracer fire. Got some infantry now that's bailed out of their Bradleys. Abrams now trying to get a good clear sight on those T-80s. Driving straight into the motor Strelicky positions here. The motor Strelicky do have RPGs, as you can see, taking out that Abrams. Oh my God, what is going on? artillery coming in from the NATO player, it looks like. Motor Strelicky holding their ground. One T-80B surviving. That is the most expensive tank I could possibly call out. And it looks like I managed to successfully stop this push, but man, it cost me. The score now 24-20 to 1940. Still in the lead, but I lost a lot of good units. T-72, the first T-72 now arriving on the scene, as well as these somehow getting lost in this clusterfuck of a industrial complex here. Some heavy armor finally arriving to back up these poor Motor Strelicky that, oh, artillery now again coming in from the Allied player, or NATO player, I'm sorry. Some riflemen, some Bradleys. Oh, that Bradley going up. This push is done. Oh my god. Absolutely butchered those men. Riflemen over here, the three survivors of that push, trying to make some shred of difference. It looks like they were trying to engage my command chopper over here. I managed to catch that time and brought him up off the ground so he can bring his machine gun to bear on those last two riflemen here. Fighting Falcon coming in, do something. We got an MLRS strike coming in. Too little, too late. More Abrams now. Oh my god. What's the difference between an M1 Abrams and this one? No idea. But more Abrams now coming down the MSR. Gonna drive straight into this Motor Strelicky position. 7 men alone against 4 M1A1 Abrams. M11P Abrams, excuse me. Something's opening up. Conquer's, oh. Conquer's now opening up on the Abrams. Motor Strelicky adding their RPGs to the weight of fire now. Taking out one of them, taking out 2 of them. Oh no, just one. These are extremely expensive tanks. 90 points each. More Abrams now coming in, it looks like. Motor Strelicky just completely wiped out that position there. Conquerors are soon to follow. My 5 T-72s finally reaching the front now. Head-on collision with some M1A1 Abrams, or damn it, M11P Abrams smokescreen now coming in, attempting to try and save the life of that last Conqueror. T-72s now dropping 2 Abrams, getting flanking shots. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Cluster bombs coming in now from something. No idea where that came from. Taking out a T-72. And these Abrams are just fish in a barrel. Here comes the rest of them, though. Score is now 29-85. 29-95 versus 21-20. Artillery coming in too little, too late. 3,005 points now on the board for me. Halfway there. T-72s now getting finished off by the last of these Abrams. Over here on the left, we got some eyes on something. I have a T-55 push going over here. I completely forgot about it, trying to follow the action over there. Trying to shift the focus, trying to keep him off balance. These are, I think, about 25 points each. Very expendable tanks. Sending them up this wooded pass here to try and engage this spawn point. But as usual, more Abrams. 3 M1 Abrams over here. I have my Motor Strelicky moving up through the woods over here, trying to engage at the same time as these T-55s. But unfortunately, the infantry not surviving. I did not anticipate yet more Abrams sitting around. T-55s now are absolutely useless against such a threat as an Abrams. I really need to pull them out of there, but at this point, it's just too little too late. Taking out some riflemen. MLRS strike coming in, taking out a T-55. I have some Strelers now working their way up to support the tank rush. Good thing I did. F-16C Fighting Falcon dropping some cluster bombs there on the tanks, but paying the ultimate price, 135 points. I may have lost a bunch of tanks, But again, 25 points each versus that 135-point plane that I dropped, and all the Bradleys and whatever else that went up right here. These were Bradleys, I believe. Yep. So it looks like he was plotting something to push down this road. All in all, a point gain for me, and I still have about 50 infantrymen pushing through these this wooded area, trying to engage whatever they possibly can. Artillery now falling, or no, smoke screen, too little, too late, falling on this position, trying to block line of sight. Recon catching eyes on something over here. Oh, what a surprise! More Abrams. M11P Abrams now coming in. So much armor. And another one. Motor strategically just hanging out in the woods. I wonder if he even knows that my guys are that close. Artillery landing on the position of those ATGM transports that I caught back there. Motor strategically do have 83mm RPG 7s, but you know, against an Abrams, it's you get a T-80Bs now coming up, 3 of them in the middle of this tank graveyard, trying to engage those Abrams. These aren't cheap either. These are, I think, 80 points a tank. Shots coming on them. Shots coming in on them. Yeah, T-80s don't have a prayer. Not against that amount of fire. Motor strategically letting their presence be known, engaging with RPGs on the side of the Abrams, but there's just nothing. Bradley's coming out, nothing. This distraction push over here on the left was beaten back by just overwhelming American armor. And over here on the right, all is quiet. I'm trying to rebuild my positions, setting up AA defensive positions here with Tunguskas and Motor strategy backing up their brothers here in that building. At this point in the game, I am running extremely low on about everything you possibly can run low on. I don't have any more Strelas. I have no more Bucks. I have no more not MiGs. Yeah, I have no more MiGs for that matter. I have no more Hind attack helicopters. Running dangerously low on infantry. So at this point, I really need to start being careful. I really need to start using what I have left and using it to my advantage. I managed to keep 5 T-55s over here in case anything manages to break through. At least I'll have some kind of armored counter punch to that. Still holding on to the town here with my Conquerors ATGM infantry and 70 Motor Strelicky troops. My Rezavka's over here in the woods looking down along this area here into this town where the enemy, where that initial battle was originally taking place over. Still no eyes on nothing over here. All is quiet. Oh, all is quiet, not for long. PVADs, anti-helicopter tanks making the push up first, followed by what we got here. Bradley's, it looks like. Pulling that T-80B back. There's nothing I can do to stop all this coming my way. Over here, by the way, I don't know if it's happened yet. Here it comes. Building up for my push. My push is coming on the right-hand flank like I originally said it was going to come. T-72s. More T-72s. Scout Jeep. We got some T-55s. I think that's what those were. They might have been T-80s. No, those are T-55s. Another T-55. T-80. Bringing in a big armored push to try and move up this right flank and take Elma. The plan was originally to come up this this clear, open plain and have just nothing but a sweeping line of sight on everything. Mi-26 cargo chopper is going to be the resupply chopper for this armored offensive, touching down here in this this nice little forest. He's going to be my my ammo and spare parts and fuel for this armored push. artillery now going out over here against this massive American push. They're basically doing the same thing I'm doing, just on the opposite side of the map. M11P Abrams just obliterating some cargo chopper or cargo trucks, Urals, all those PVADs taking out my Mi-26 scout chopper. Looks like we got some airplanes coming in. MiG-31 strafing some of these armored targets, but it's just too little too late. Bringing in my T-55s now, trying to engage the rear of this armored column. Getting good hits on these PVADs, taking out their AA net. There's still a couple of them left. But my FOB's in serious danger. As you can see, I have to salvage whatever I possibly can. I tried to pull my my Godzillas, my artillery out, but unfortunately they did not make it out in time. Abrams taking them out. Trying to get as many cargo trucks as I can out of there before I'm completely overrun. Because keep in mind, Center and Dimitri are my only reinforcement points, and they are currently overrun with enemy. So at this stage in the game, it's safe to say there's really nothing I can do to call out more reinforcements. I have to use what I have on the board, and what I have on the board only. All my armored units finally making it over here. Got 5 T-55s, 6 T-72s, and a T-80B. They're rearming and refueling here at the with the Mi-26 before heading off to their determined attack points. Abrams now running into some T-72s I had in this tree line here to serve as a rear guard. They are now going to do just that and guard the rear of my right flank against anything coming across that bridge. Getting some good shots off, some ATGMs going crazy. You're drunk, ATGM, go home. T-72 paying the ultimate price up there. His comrades now moving up to try and get a better line of sight on these American forces. Looks like the Americans are heading south still instead of engaging these T-72s. Yeah, but nothing I can do against that many Abrams. Just, oh, I've never seen so many Abrams. What is that, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? I think there's 2 more that headed south. There's 11 Abrams. That's insane. T-55s getting ripped up back here during their push. We got an Mi-2 scout chopper now working its way over, trying to keep eyes on all this over here. I just gotta keep eyes on them to keep track of where they are. Crossing the bridge onto my right flank now, Center. My air sector has been completely lost. My main resupply point has been cut off from the remainder of my forces here. AH-1F Cobra coming in. I don't know what he was thinking. 85 points, nom nom nom. I will take all of that. Afghanistan's doing their job, running straight into all that AA. Oh my. At this point, there really is nothing I can call in. I think this armored push over here was the last of my tanks. So this is everything. Running into there, a little bit of a traffic jam there. I think that is all the tanks I have left to call out. I have barely any infantry left, but at this stage in the game, this is not an infantry battle anymore. And now all my girls just getting taken apart. They're only 1 point each, so it's not a... If anything, actually, this is... I've been saying from the beginning, this is never a smart idea to try and put all your transports in the back like this, because it's just one big points blob for the enemy. But if you think about it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's only 13 points right here. All those trucks only worth 13 points. He's tying up well over probably 1,000 points of tanks for only a 13-point gain. So, not to mention the fact being this far back, he's not going to be able to resupply them. He's not going to be able to refuel them. I mean, he's captured my FOB, so there is that. But all in all, I don't know what he was expecting to accomplish with this push. My push, on the other hand, now is running into his defensive line. 6 T-72s in the tree line engaging engaging the sparse remaining Abrams that he has left. My UAZ working its way around the flank over here. Let's see this battle from his perspective. See off in the distance there was some tanks advancing, getting hit with a shitload of artillery. That's just epic. Absolutely epic. T-55s, T-80s working up the assault engineers over here. They're primarily an anti-infantry unit. Not too much they're going to be able to do against these T-55s. As you can see, they've all pretty much expended almost all of their machine gun ammunition. T-80 actually has nothing left to fire. Where's that cargo chopper? Yeah, Mi-26 now coming in. Need to start resupplying these tanks. Nothing left but Humvees and stunned ATGM light tanks, or not even really light tanks. They're just APCs. MLRS strike, artillery strike coming in, stunning my tanks. I don't think any of them die during this barrage. Doesn't look like it. Mi-26 chopper now landing, trying to rearm and refuel as many of these tanks as he can before setting off. Looks like the Americans now are working their way up behind me, trying to catch up with this push, but too little, too late. Running into my motor Strelicky here that was still holding out in this oil refinery or whatever the hell this place is, taking out, I can't even believe this, taking out all these Abrams. It's insane. They must have been deadly accurate with their RPGs. Unfortunately, they're out of RPG fire here. They're going to fight to the last man. But just this little position right here had to have been the MVP of the game. Just two big enemy advances halted by just some Moto Strelicky in an oil refinery. Riflemen now coming in though to finish off the last of these Moto Strelicky. More Abrams now. Looks like the Abrams have stopped, not wanting to advance any further for risk of turning into a smoking ruin like the rest of their comrades up here. My tanks and everyone refueling, rearming. You can see down here on the bottom the fuel counters ticking back up, their ammunition's being replenished, their overall status has improved, and now we got to head off again. Mi-26 completely emptied on that resupply run. But we got a problem though. Over here we have more ATGM tows. This is exactly what you want to use against a push like this, but against such an overwhelming number of tanks coming in. T-72s aren't really a pushover. Massive weight of rockets, or missiles rather, coming in. But it's just, oh my god, against the might of the T-80s, all these T-72s, T-55s, there's nothing these tows can do except just blow up, die. Oh, what? I didn't even notice this. We had Abrams moving through the middle, running into my infantry that's camped out in there too. I didn't even notice that. Moto Strelicky earning themselves a medal, taking out, what is that? My God, 1, 2, 3. There was another one down there. 4, 5 Abrams. The score is now 5,890 to 3,998. These Conquerors have managed to get them resupply. Oh wow, that's it. Man. Alright, that is it. Those Conquerors that we saw in that position down there managed to get some rockets off to take out some units moving their way up through the center. But it's like I said in the beginning, all those little positions that I occupied along the way up to the front, definitely worth doing because you never know what's going to try to break through, and every little defensive position matters. Oh, what a battle. 37 minutes, 47 seconds. Let's scroll down through here. Excuse me. Let's see who we can nominate as the MVP. These Motor Strelicky here. Samsonov's taking out 2 AH-1F Cobras and an M11P Abrams. Motor Strelicky definitely the heroes of this battle. T-80U, one T-80U managed to take out 4 Abrams. Do you see that? That is amazing. Yeah. Some more Motor Strelicky here, taking out an M11P Abrams, an M1 Abrams, an M2A1 Bradley, a squad of riflemen, another Abrams, and 2 more squads of riflemen. Just 1 unit of Motor Strelicky. Hats off to you guys. Hard-fought victory. Very, very bloody battle. I did not anticipate that turning into such an armored clusterfuck, but that's pretty much exactly what that was. Let's see. Lessons learned. What can we take away from that battle? As I said before in the start of this recording, this was going to be the last battle that this incarnation of the Red Alert deck is going to fight. I'm going to be making some adjustments to it. I'm going to be adding some more versatility as far as the infantry goes. I'm going to need... I felt like I could have benefited greatly from having some kind of ATGM tank. Some... oh, what are they called? Berusas? I don't know. Malatukas or a Conquer's based tank. I feel like I could have benefited greatly from those during this battle, but against the range of an Abrams, I mean, really, what are you going to do? I'm surprised this wasn't a complete and total wipe for me, let alone a total or a major victory. That's amazing. So yes, this deck's going to be undergoing some changes. I'm going to be changing up some of the stuff with the aircraft. I feel like the aircraft have been underperforming. I might cut aircraft out altogether and add more attack helicopters. Who knows? I might even do a video on it. Who knows? But anyways, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Please like the video if you liked it. Comment down in the comment section if you have any comments or questions for me. Please tell a friend. If you got anyone out there you feel would be interested in the material that I'm producing, please pass along a link. It would greatly help out my channel and overall the quality of videos that I put out. So once again, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.